Introducing rabbits to each other can be a rewarding yet delicate process, as it requires careful planning, patience, and attention to the individual personalities of the rabbits involved. Understanding the best methods for bunny bonding is essential to ensuring a peaceful and long-lasting relationship between the rabbits, minimizing the risk of injury, stress, and territorial disputes. By following the right steps, you can help your rabbits develop a loving bond that lasts for years to come. The first thing to consider when planning to bond rabbits is the age and gender of the rabbits. In general, it is easier to bond rabbits of the opposite gender, particularly if they are neutered or spayed. This is because rabbits, especially unaltered males and females, have a strong natural urge to mate, which can lead to territorial behavior and aggression. Neutering or spaying both rabbits before starting the bonding process is highly recommended, as it reduces hormonal influence and makes the bonding process smoother and less stressful for the animals. Furthermore, the rabbits are less likely to display aggressive or dominant behavior once their hormones are balanced. Another factor to consider is the personality of the rabbits. Every rabbit is unique, and some rabbits may be more social, outgoing, or tolerant of others, while others may be more territorial or shy. If you already have one rabbit, you will need to assess whether they have the temperament to accept a new companion. For example, rabbits that are particularly territorial or have been the only pet for a long time might take longer to adjust to the presence of another rabbit. On the other hand, some rabbits are naturally more social and may accept a new friend more readily. The personality of the new rabbit is also important. A calm, well-behaved rabbit may be more easily accepted by an already established rabbit than a very dominant or anxious one. Before attempting the actual introduction, it is essential to prepare a neutral space for the first meetings. Rabbits are territorial animals, and they will often be aggressive toward other rabbits in areas they consider to be their own. To avoid conflict, it is important to introduce the rabbits in a neutral area, such as a room they have never been in before. This helps prevent the resident rabbit from feeling the need to defend its territory. The space should be large enough to allow the rabbits to interact freely, but not so large that they feel overwhelmed. It is also helpful to remove any potential hiding spots or objects that could be used as a barrier between the rabbits during their initial meeting. The initial introduction should always be done slowly and carefully. Start by placing both rabbits in the neutral space, but keep them separated by a barrier, such as a gate or a fence. This allows them to see and smell each other without the risk of direct physical contact. It is important to observe their behavior during this phase. If either rabbit shows signs of extreme fear or aggression, such as growling, lunging, or biting, it may be a sign that they are not ready to meet yet. In this case, it is important to give them more time to adjust to the presence of the other rabbit before proceeding with the bonding process. During the first few introductions, it is important to keep the sessions short and positive. Rabbits can become easily stressed, and extended periods of interaction can cause anxiety or escalate conflicts. Each session should last no longer than 10 to 15 minutes, with time for both rabbits to calm down in between. It can be helpful to use positive reinforcement, such as treats or petting, to reward calm behavior and encourage cooperation. This helps to create positive associations with each other's presence and builds trust between the rabbits. As the rabbits begin to get used to each other's presence, you can gradually allow them to spend more time together. This can be done by removing the barrier between them, but always keeping a close eye on their interactions. Early signs of aggression or dominance, such as chasing, nipping, or mounting, are common during the bonding process. These behaviors are part of the natural social hierarchy that rabbits establish, but they should be closely monitored to prevent injury. If things become too intense, separate the rabbits and try again later. Never force the rabbits to interact if one or both of them are showing signs of stress or aggression. One of the most important aspects of the bonding process is allowing the rabbits to establish their own hierarchy. Rabbits are social creatures that live in groups, and they will naturally determine which one is the dominant rabbit. This is a normal part of the bonding process, but it can sometimes be difficult for humans to watch. The dominant rabbit may display behaviors such as mounting, chasing, or blocking the other rabbit's movements. These actions can seem aggressive, but they are usually not harmful and are simply a way for the rabbits to communicate and establish boundaries. As long as there are no injuries and both rabbits are not overly stressed, This behavior is a normal part of the bonding process. It is important to recognize when the rabbits are getting along and when they need a break. While some degree of chasing and mounting is normal, the bonding sessions should not be so intense that they cause physical harm or excessive stress. If one of the rabbits is being overly submissive or is constantly being chased or nipped, it is important to give them a break and reassess the situation. Sometimes, rabbits need a bit more time apart to cool down before they are ready to interact again. Another key consideration during the bonding process is the environment in which the rabbits live. Once the rabbits have become comfortable with each other in the neutral space, it is time to transition them to a permanent living area. This space should be large enough to accommodate both rabbits comfortably and should have plenty of hiding spots and food dishes to prevent competition. It is also important to ensure that the area is safe and secure, as rabbits are natural chewers and may try to escape if there are gaps or hazards. If the rabbits are to live together in a shared space, it is important to monitor their behavior closely during the first few days or weeks. Even once the bonding process appears to be successful, some minor conflicts may arise as they adjust to living together. However, with time and patience, most rabbits will eventually settle into a peaceful coexistence. Throughout the bonding process, it is essential to maintain a calm and patient attitude. Rabbits can pick up on their owner's emotions, and if you are stressed or anxious, the rabbits may become more agitated as well. Try to keep the environment as stress-free as possible by limiting loud noises or sudden movements during bonding sessions. It is also important to remain consistent with the bonding schedule. Rushing the process or introducing the rabbits too quickly can cause setbacks, while taking the time to bond at their own pace will lead to more successful outcomes. In some cases, bonding may take longer than expected, and it is important to be prepared for the possibility of slow progress. Some rabbits may take weeks or even months to fully bond, and this is completely normal. If you find that bonding is not progressing despite consistent efforts, it may be helpful to consult a rabbit behaviorist or a veterinarian who specializes in rabbit care. They can provide additional advice and support to help with the process. The bond between two rabbits can be incredibly strong and rewarding. Rabbits that are bonded often form close friendships and enjoy each other's company, engaging in activities like grooming, playing, and sharing food. A bonded pair of rabbits can provide each other with companionship, security, and mental stimulation, which can lead to a happier and healthier life. In addition, bonded rabbits are often less likely to exhibit behavioral problems, such as aggression or destructive chewing, as they have a companion to share their energy and focus. In conclusion, introducing rabbits to each other and forming a strong bond requires careful planning, patience, and understanding of their natural behaviors. By following the right steps, including introducing them in a neutral space, allowing time for them to establish their hierarchy, and monitoring their progress, you can create a peaceful and lasting relationship between your rabbits. Although bonding can sometimes be a slow process, the rewards of seeing two rabbits develop a close friendship are well worth the effort. With the right approach, your rabbits will enjoy a harmonious life together, filled with love and companionship.